Sherab Chamma Ling means wisdom-loving mother and symbolizes the wisdom that people may manifest within themselves when they practice meditation. Sherab Chamma Ling, the center, located in Courtenay, Vancouver Island, British Columbia, has been created as a place to teach and practice Dharma and to preserve the Tibetan Bon religion and culture. While the center is in the Yangdang Bon tradition of Buddhism, all races, beliefs, teachers, and practitioners are welcome. Sherab Chamma Ling is the only Tibetan Bon center in all of Canada and was founded by Lama Geshe Yangdang, who became a monk at the age of 13 and escaped the Chinese occupation of Tibet. For centuries, the ancient teachings of the Tibetan Yangdang Bon Buddhist tradition were kept secret, accessible only to a very few. Yangdang Bon is Geshe Yangdang's lineage, and he is one of only a handful of masters in the Bon Dzogchen tradition, living in the West, qualified to give teachings and transmissions.
The differences between Bon and the Buddhism is that the Bon is Tibetan original spirituality, and also it's indigenous spirituality too. The history of Bon is over 8,000 years old. And the history of Indian Buddhism is over 2,500 years old. That is something different to the history. But the philosophy is very much similar in many ways, and many ways different. I would like to teach in the West. One, because karma that tells me before I come here to learn from other people, but also to share the Bon teachings. And I can see that this Bon teaching helps thousands of people in the West for their inner peace, for their mind, with this teaching, with these methods, and also for their health.
Geshe is phenomenal to have. Geshe, I mean, a real Tibetan Lama is my wildest dream. And I remember the very first time that I was at a retreat and he came around the room and he had some incense and he was burning the incense around us. And I actually started tearing up because for me, most of my life, it was a sort of a dream to meet a real Lama. And so all of a sudden I was in his presence and it was really moving.
I've been interested for a very long time. And to finally have a teacher right here in the valley that I can listen to on a weekly basis is just fantastic.
I've been coming to Sherab Chamma Ling now since October 2011. I was in bad health when I started going, and my acupuncturist mentioned meditation and that, and so that's how I found Geshe. Basically, I continue to go to strengthen myself and to benefit myself, and then I started getting really into the Tuesday night teachings, and it's just basically helped me focus my life on like knowing about compassion and loving kindness.
Our individual spirit victorious, our community spirit victorious, and the whole universe spirit is victorious from any negativities, from any obstacles. Okay? So now we're going to say ki 3 times and then la jalo. Okay. Ki Hajalo, 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 hajalo.
Geshe travels regularly to teach groups all over Vancouver Island and travels to teach groups at centers in Costa Rica and other places in Canada and the United States. He is the author of several Tibetan books on Buddhist philosophy, the Bardo, Tibetan poetry, culture, and history. Geshe offers spiritual counseling to groups and individuals, special events and wedding blessings, healing ceremonies, anger counseling, and he has spoken to groups in universities, in prisons and hospices. Geshe also offers weekend retreats, which basically are intensive courses in Tibetan Bön Buddhism.
Anyway, things like that. I grew up in Tibet and then I went to India and then for 7 years and then come to Canada. Bön, Yongdong Bön, called the Yongdong Bön. You don't have to name all the names. I believe and I can see that with this Bön teaching very much helpful and beneficial for others.
Everyone has issues that they want to deal with, and I've worked a lot during my life on that. But now there's been a huge change because now I have answers and I have tools, real honest tools, and it all falls back on me.
In a way, you almost don't see it happening to yourself unless you can reflect back over a period of time, and then you realize that you have loosened up, quieted down. You pay less attention to yourself and more to the world. You care more about the world than you do yourself. And it's a funny thing, just sitting with yourself causes that to happen.
Do you want to talk about anything that you learned when you were at meditation?
I learned the mantra.
Which one?
Om Mati Moye Saledu. Om Mati Moye Saledu. Om Mati Moye Saledu. Om Mati Moye Saledu.
Sherab Chamma Ling is run solely by donations and volunteer Dharma service. Hundreds of people have benefited from learning the Tibetan Bön practice of meditation and its connected teachings and philosophy. We encourage you to come and visit the center in Courtenay. All are welcome. We would greatly appreciate your support in helping to build an international teaching and retreat center where people from all walks of life can come and learn these ancient ways.
It's a very beautiful place, and particularly in the west coast and Vancouver Island and Comox Valley here. It's a very spiritual, sacred place. 84,000 teachings in the Bön tradition, that's what I'm sharing. So I believe this is helpful in the West because we have everything external, the material, but we're very much lack of the inner spirituality. So that's why I'm trying to help and sacrifice my life to benefit for others.
Sherab Chamma Ling is currently situated in a small basement rental space, which, although sufficient, does not fully accommodate its needs. More and more people are seeking to learn about these ways, which provide guidance, peace, and hope in an increasingly hectic and busy world. Geshe-la's vision is to build a sacred healing space where all people can gather and learn from not only himself, but from other teachers he would like to invite from around the world. If you would like to help in creating an international healing and retreat center in Canada, please consider making a contribution. We are a registered nonprofit, tax-exempt charity. You may make a donation online on our website at www.sherabchammaling.com, or you may write to us at Tibetan Bön Buddhist Society, number 12, 390 Cowichan Avenue, Courtenay, BC, Canada, V9N74. You may also email us at chamma@talus.net.